Hello and welcome to. Hold up, let me go back all the way up to here. Perfect. All right. Welcome to Radio Etiquette for Dispatchers and Officers. This is standardized protocols for clear, concise, and life saving tactical communications by me, Director Campbell. All right. So, Module 1 is going to be the core foundations. We're going to be building an operational safety through communications discipline. Okay. So, the four pillars of radio traffic: accuracy. All right. We're going to transmit precise facts, exact locations, and correct identifiers. We're never going to guess or broadcast unverified assumptions over public airwaves. Brevity. We're going to keep messages short and focused. Know what you will say before keying the mic to keep the frequency clear for emergency traffic. Another big one is with clarity. Speak in a measured, even tone at a moderate pace. We're going to go more into this in the slides coming up, but this is going to be to maintain emotional control under stress, so every transmission is understood instantly. We're not going to have the 10-9 or ask someone to repeat over and over and over again. Security. Remember that open channels are monitored. Treat all transmission as public record and strictly avoid sensitive information, personal information, in the clear. Okay. Microphone techniques. Physically handling. Okay. So the 1 second rule. You're going to press the PPT, push to talk button. Pause for 1 full second before speaking to prevent clipping the first word. This is to ensure that dispatchers and officers, either way, are fully and understand that as soon as you press that button, sometimes your voice can come in and out. Distance and an angle. Hold the microphone about 2 to 3 inches from your mouth at a 45-degree angle and never eat your mic or hold it too far away. You want to make sure that radio is at a good distance so that all your words are coming out clear. And voice modulation. Speak directly across the mic at normal conversation volume. Shouting distorts the digital audio signal. So we want to make sure that you're talking at a good tone. I know that we can be in 1080s a lot and things are getting hectic, but we have to make sure that the radio communication is very clear. That way dispatchers know exactly what's going on. Environmental control. Now this is you can't really prevent like background noise. You can't really help that, but just to try to make sure that you're in your car when you're on radio. You know, preventing hot mics. Just make sure your microphones are properly in cradles to prevent accidentally keying up during vehicle movement or foot pursuits. Um, Next, we're going to have standard transmission format. So, this is the 3-part identification rule. Every initial radio call must strictly follow a predictable pattern to capture attention before delivering crucial data. So, how each radio thing is going to go. Number 1, target unit. State who you are calling for. Example, you're calling for dispatch. So your first radio should be dispatch. Identify yourself second. Dispatch is radio. This is unit 104, right? And then message. State your exact location and primary intent concisely. So it should be dispatch. This is unit 104. I'm at, 10015, repeating at 10015, in need of a second unit. Standard terms down here, it says like use copy, which is understood, stand by, say again, affirmative, negative. We're going to go into that in a second. Emergency traffic protocols. This is something that we're going to keep going over and over. So if there's ever declaring emergency traffic, either you can transmit saying break, 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 or 10-3 to immediately clear the channel for high priority officer safety calls. There's only 3 people who can start a 10-3 or an emergency traffic: the responding officer. This can mean if guns are pulled, if they feel there's a threat to their life, they need backup, they can call 10-3. Radio, anyone above a sergeant who's on the road can call for a 10-3, or a dispatcher who feels as though the officer needs backup and or an emergency situation. Radio silence discipline. When emergency traffic is declared or a hot call is in progress, so that could be Banshees, that could be Bobcat, where guns are involved, all units must hold routine transmissions until dispatch officially re-clears the airwaves. LNO emergency broadcast. Emergency calls must state the LNOs, location, nature of threat, and officer needs immediately within the first transmission. If I have unit 125 out on the road and a gun is drawn, they need to say, 104 to dispatch. I'm at 10015. I have gun out. please put it in 10-3 or go in 10-3. So that would stop it. Dispatch control role. So communication officers maintain authoritative control over the frequency, sounding emergency tones, and designating priority channels as required. This is going to be more in dispatch, and we're going to go over that more. But for officers' sake, that just means that the radio is where we protect you as officers, right? So if we hear something going on, we are going to become more authoritative on the radio to make sure that other officers know they're placed, what to say, when they can say it. That way we can get things done. So this is very big, professional terminology. So we have three things here. We have incorrect, or what not to say, what to say, and the context of why. So you're never going to say, yeah, okie dokie, or yup. It's always going to be affirmative, copy 10-4. Those are the things that you say. If radio calls for backup, that officer who's being requested for backup would just say, copy 10-4, affirmative, whatever. This establishes clear, unambiguous receipt of orders of facts or facts. Let's just make sure that it is very concise. You will never say repeat that. You could say again or 10-9. This prevents confusion with the tactical military command or repeat. It's kind of more of dispatcher sided. We just need to know we're listening for certain things, right? Like we don't want to have all this stuff on radio jumbled up. We are listening for specific things from the officer so we can start doing things. Next is what's your location? It's too wordy, right? Status and location or 1020. What's your 1020? This prompts unit for immediate coordinates and operational state. So this is just pretty much all this is just to say we're getting things done quickly. You're never going to say, hold on a second. You say standby or 1012. This directs the transmitting party to wait while maintaining channel priority. Arguing or debating details. Switch to telephone or 1021. Keeps radio channels open for field emergencies, avoids public disputes. We can always put you on second TAC channel, or you can just call the other officer if you want to talk something over. Phonetic alphabet usage. So dispatcher precision, we're going to use the native phonetic. So that's Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, Sierra, Romeo, Juliet, all those things when relaying complex subject names or warrant information to prevent misinterpretation. That is the whole reason to use phonetics. Dispatchers are going to be drilled into knowing their phonetics. So officers, I highly recommend that you know your phonetics. It won't be A as an alpha. If I'm spelling out phonetic, I'm spelling it Papa, Hotel, Oscar, November, Echo, Tango, India, Charlie. I'm not saying P as in Papa. It's going to be just what it is. Vehicle registration and plates. We're going to spell a license plate character by character using phonetics. Pronounce 9 as a niner to distinguish clearly from 5, right? 9-5 over static, right? So if I see a plate and the plate is Romeo, Oscar, Tango, 9 or 5-5, that's how I'll say it over radio. And you'll repeat it again, the whole license plate. You'll say it once, you say it again for clarification. MDT verification. MDT isn't really verified. It's not what you guys use, but MDT, which is also known as a mobile data terminal, to verify FINs and addresses phonetically before taking enforcement action. So you just want to make sure that over radio, we're using the VINs. We're saying it, I just said, VINs license plate phonetically. So this is a big thing as well. So dispatcher and officer teamwork. A lifeline built on mutual respect. The relationship between patrol officers and communications officers is a vital tactical partnership. Dispatchers are the officers' eyes in the dark, managing CAD records and coordinating backup. Dispatchers do so much more than that. That's just a very easy thing to say. Acknowledge instantly. As an officer, you should never leave a call unacknowledged. A quick copy reassures dispatch that you are safe and aware. Zero airwave conflict. Never debate call assignments or express frustration over the radio. Address operational concerns off air. So if you get put on a call and you feel like it's unfair, what are your steps? Well, your steps would be go to your road sergeant, ask why are you getting put on these calls, and then we can talk with the dispatch team and discuss having a better system moving forward. But never say it over air. That's just not the place for it. Critical operation rules. So 30 seconds maximum transmission time. This is very important. So the FCC, which is said here, that is just the Federal Communications Commission. They're responsible for regulating the radio frequencies that police departments use. And what they go over is Um, 30-second transmission limit. Keep continuous transmissions under 30 seconds. Break longer reports with break to allow emergency units to interrupt if needed. The reason why we don't want more than 30 seconds is, let's say you're giving something over radio and it's hit a minute, but there's someone who's waiting to key up who has a gun point to them. Well, you need to take that break. 100% FCC compliance. Profanity, personal conversations, or transmissions of unauthorized banter is strictly illegal under FCC regulations and subject to disciplinary action. Pretty much, we want our department to fall under FCC regulations, so we just need to make sure everything listed here, Next thing is calm cadence, 40 to 60 word per minute. Maintain a pace of 40 to 60 words per minute. Rapid speech forces repeated transmission and clogs the air. So, the standard transmission flow. Number one, we're going to key up and pause. Press your or PPT, press the talk, wait 1 second, confirm the channel is clear before speaking. Then you're going to call unit location. State your target unit that you're trying to reach, your call sign, and exact physical location. Dispatch acknowledge. Dispatch confirms unit and grants airtime to relay the situation, and then concise message. Relay key facts using phonetics and standard pro words and without. Okay, so that's it. If you have any questions and you'd like to discuss anything further, um, you always can reach me in the communication center for any questions if you want to go over anything specifically, or you can always hit me via email. This course is going to go to both communications officers and officers. That way we can ensure that everyone has good training across the board. And just remember that clear radio discipline saves seconds, and seconds save lives. So thank you for listening.